Hi, I'm Daisy, and this is
Maggie.
And we're here with Sean and Jacqueline.
Thank you for having us.
It's really nice to be here.
We're gonna probably ask you couple of questions about Canada.
Okay. We'd be pleased to answer them.
Who would you say is the most important person in the history of Canada?
The history of Canada.
My goodness. I would say the Coureur de Bois. The Coureur de Bois, you hear a song and they go la 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 la. These are the people, the men who brought in all, they were paddlers, they had canoes, and they brought in all the food, they brought in all the equipment that helped develop and explore Canada. And without them, we wouldn't have Canada today. Check in, who do you think is the most important?
I unfortunately did not do very well in my history class, but I do remember having a project on, no, apparently I don't remember
Canadian National Railway?
But that's not a person.
Oh, but our Prime Minister at that time, 1867, John A. Macdonald, helped build the Canadian National Railway, which built a railway right across the country from coast to coast.
Uniting all of the provinces.
Uniting the whole of Canada. So he was also very important. Is that a good answer?
Yeah. What is the most popular dish in Canada?
A couple of Canadian dishes. I think the first one you'll hear about Canada is poutine, which is fries with gravy and cheese curds, and it's really good. And we've also got pâté chinois. How do you say that in English?
Shepherd's pie.
Yeah, so that's like potatoes.
Yeah.
And then you guys have that too? We eat that a lot. But I'd say poutine is probably the typical Canadian dish.
And I would say one more thing. We have something called sugar bush. So the maple syrup runs from the trees in the spring. And we have maple syrup over our beans, over our eggs and everything in the springtime. And that for me is the most Canadian thing.
That's very good.
Thank you.
If there is any, what is the Canadian slang for hello?
Sup. In French, salut.
Bonjour, bonjour. Or hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Or we have Canadians go, hey, good day, eh? We're from the Great White North. Take off to the Great White North. It's a beauty place to go. That's Bob.
Do you guys have any of those?
Well, some of them, but not all of them.
What part of Canada are you from?
We're from Ontario, which is the province, and then Ottawa is the city, and that is the national capital of Canada.
Where is the nicest place to live?
Oh, that's a really difficult question.
Depends who you ask.
It depends who you ask.
If you like living in a big city, then Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver are the biggest cities, where you've got all your shopping and all your concerts and just more people. And then if you like more the countryside, then pretty much everywhere else is nice.
Rocky Mountains.
Do you have oh yeah?
The Rocky Mountains in Calgary, they have right just outside a place called Banff in the mountains, and they have these hot springs. The geysers come up, and they've made baths out of it. You can go in there, and it's like this bubble bath. Like you sit in there, and it's really hot, and it's just it's so great. And then all around it, there's mountains, there's glaciers. So you're up in the middle of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, which are some of the biggest mountains, like being the Swiss Alps. It's absolutely gorgeous. And if you like skiing, you know, downhill skiing, if you like that, or if you just like to go and sit by a beautiful lake, that's something that you might like to do. It's beautiful.
If you could describe Canada in 3 words, what would it be?
Polite.
Proud.
Yeah.
And free.
What would you say is the best Canadian movie?
Oh, there's a lot of good Canadian movies. The Canadians have actually been winning at the Cannes Film Festival in the last few years. And I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. They just won for best film. And I can't remember the name of it. So I will tell you there's one that I think is typically Canadian. And it's a curling movie and I can, oh my goodness.
What would you say the appropriate age group for that movie would be?
Oh, that would be a little bit older. Yeah, that would be like 16 to 18, so I can't talk about that movie.
But it's about a curling, which is a sport where you have a big round rock which you will slide on ice and then try to hit a target at the end.
Yeah, that's real Canadian. Hey.
What is your favorite type of Canadian candy?
I recently learned that these candies are Canadian, and it's funny that they actually are my favorite. Coffee Crisp, which is a chocolate bar that is kind of crunchy and it has a mild coffee flavor to it. And then it's junk food, it's not really candy, but ketchup chips, which are chips that kind of taste like ketchup. Those are my favorites.
I don't eat candy, so I don't have any favorites.
Well, we have one last question. What's the weather like in Canada compared to Ireland?
Oh, that's a real difficult question. Okay, during the summer, like right now, it's beautiful. It's so May, about the 15th of May, June, July, August, it's anywhere from 21 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius. It becomes very hot, but it also becomes very sticky and very humid.
Yeah, humid.
Particularly in the cities. And then in the fall, we have the changing of the leaves in the fall, and it gets a little bit cooler. So the leaves change colors, so go to orange, red, yellow, and then of course they still have green. And then winter hits, and that's the part that's really different. It's very cold in Canada. So in January, it goes anywhere to minus 30 degrees Celsius.
Depending on where you live, it could get even colder
than that. And the snowbanks are so high, I wouldn't even be able to see you girls. They're 4 feet high, and like you'd be walking by and we wouldn't even notice you. But you know what? You can make really good snowmen or snow people. You can make great snow huts, and you know snowballs that you could throw at your teachers. And oh, sorry teacher.
Okay, well, that's been pretty good from Sean and Jacqueline, if I said that right.
Yep. And
thank you for watching, and
bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Take off, to the Great White North. It's a beauty. Way to go.